guys, it's Marissa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a kind of different video for you guys, as you can see by the title. I'm going to be listing reasons why having red hair can sometimes really suck, okay? And before I get this started, I just want you guys to know I am like in no way saying that I hate having red hair, or I wish I never had red hair, or people with red hair, whatever, okay? It's nothing like that, okay? I love having red hair. I love the color. I love that my hair is curly. I love that it's different. I love that I get compliments on it. I love that it's like, I love having red hair. So I don't want you guys to think, oh, I hate having red hair, because I know a lot of people want red hair, and a lot of people think that if you have red hair, you're really lucky and really fortunate. And I love having red hair, so yeah, I do feel that way. So it's nothing like that, okay? I know there are some people who don't have hair, and they're probably gonna watch this video and think, oh, look at this girl, she has this beautiful long red hair and she's complaining about having red hair. It's nothing like that. This is just stuff that, because I have red hair, I have experience, either like bullying wise, or you'll see when I get into the video, okay? The stuff I'm naming, some of the stuff I have experienced, some of the stuff I haven't experienced, but I know that other redheads have experienced. I just want you to know, in no way, shape, or form am I taking my hair for granted, okay? I know it's great. Thank you. Even though I say that, I know someone in the comments is gonna be a little shit and take all of us the wrong way. So, here's to you. So that disclaimer out of the way, I'm just gonna get into this. The reasons why having red hair can suck sometimes, okay? And begin. So the first thing you have to deal with having red hair, and I think most redheads have experienced this, is people calling you ginger. Some people, it doesn't bother them. Some redheads, it does bother them. Me personally, when people first started calling me ginger, like it started in like middle school, it bothered me just because it's like I was never called that before. And if you know the videos, I'm sure you know the videos of like the gingers have no soul, and like people with red hair, that one dude who freaks out or something. You know the video I'm talking about. It was like a way long time ago. You could just really look up ginger freaking out or gingers have no souls and you'll see the video. Because of videos like that, people calling me ginger really like bothered me, because it's just, it kind of had like a bad connotation, and it wasn't my name, and I didn't like it. Especially since in middle school, when they were calling me ginger, it was usually to make fun of me or like call me out in class, you know? Like it wasn't in a joking way, like a friendly, joking way. It was like this person's trying to get to me kind of way. Like I remember one time I had this boy in my class, and he would call me ginger, like just out in the class, and I really hated it because when he did it, it made everybody stare at me because they wanted to see my reaction to him doing it, and that's why he did it, because he wanted to get a rise out of me. And he would call me ginger, and a lot of times whenever I was like bullied or picked on in school, I brush it off and I ignore it, because it's like, why make a big deal out of something like that? But I remember one time in class, he just wouldn't let up, and he was calling me that like all day, every day, and we were in this circle, and he was calling me ginger, and I forgot what he said. I think he said something along the lines of, hey ginger, where's your soul? Or something like that. Something with the gingers have no soul thing. And I don't know what came over me, because the teacher was like right there. We were all sitting in a circle with the teacher. And I just turned over to him, and I was like, shut the fuck up. Like, I just yelled at him. I was like, shut the fuck up. And the teacher didn't hear me. She was kind of old. I don't know how she didn't hear me, but she did not hear me, and I was not in trouble. But everyone in the classroom was like, oh! And I was like, oh! Anyways, he never called me again. I think I really embarrassed him. Literally just by telling him to shut the fuck up was all I needed to do for him to never call me that again. Right? Also in high school, I got called ginger in high school, but it wasn't like in a bad way. People would do it in like a joking way, but it was like a jokingly like friendly way. I don't mind if people do it every once in a while, but I remember one time my friend, he was calling me ginger. It was his freshman year of high school, as if it was like my nickname. And I did not want ginger to be my nickname, okay? That was not my scene. My name's Marissa. Call me Marissa. That's my name, you know? Or call me one of my other approved nicknames. I go by Marmar, I go by Marcy, I go by Marzipan, I go by Marmalade. not Ginger. So it was basically kind of the same situation. He was just calling me Ginger every day, and other people were catching on to it. Other people thought that was my nickname, and they started calling me that. So one day I think in class, again, somewhere, I just told him to stop it. I just flat out told him to stop it. And he's like, what? It's fun. It's your nickname. And I was like, no, it's not. And I told him straight out, I was like, my name's Marissa. Call me Marissa. My name is not fucking Ginger. Do not call me Ginger again. And that was the end of that. And it's so weird because I'm not a very assertive person when it comes to situations like that. But when you're assertive, people stop. Like, they really do. Next thing about being a redhead is this one isn't something that I have experienced very much, but I know other people have, is that people think redheads are liars. And I don't really know where that comes from or stems from, but I hear all the time people saying like, you can't trust redheads, or I've never trusted a redhead a day in my life or something. Like, we're just liars or something. And I've never personally experienced that, but I know other people have experienced that, and I don't get that at all. I don't get how you having red hair could make you a liar. Like, it's just so stupid when you talk about it, but it is something that happens and that, like, you go through and stuff. And it's like, I think when people say that, it's just, it could be superstition, you know, a superstitious thing, but still, even if that is true, it's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard, that redheads are liars. Have I lied in my life? Yes, I've lied. Everyone has lied in their life. If you tell me that you've never lied in your entire life, you're lying, okay? But do I go out of my way to lie? Do I try to lie? Do I think lying's okay? No! I try to tell the truth all the time, just like I'm sure most people do. So that's just a really weird misconception that I don't understand. I don't get where it stemmed from, and it's just honestly one of the stupidest things on this list. It's ridiculous. The third thing, and I kind of talked about this earlier, and it's, you know, the gingers have no soul things. It's just like when people call me Ginger in general. It doesn't bother me if it's in a friendly, joking way, but if people are actually saying that to get a rise out of you, to bully you, to draw attention to you, of course, I don't like it. I don't really know where that one stems from either. That could stem back to, like, people thinking, like, people born redhead are witches. Do those have any correlations? They correlate at all? I don't know. You can leave in the comments if they do or not. But I think it may go back to people believing redheads are witches back in the old days. But when people say gingers have no souls, it used to kind of bother me, but just because, like, you know, the videos that, like I said before, are related to that, and, like, it became this big joke and stuff. Do I think that's true? No. Of course not. It's just like people thinking that redheads are liars. It's just the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. But the gingers have no soul things, or people calling you gingers, that's not something. It used to make me actually, like, really mad when people used to do it back in, like, middle school and some of high school. Now it doesn't make me mad as much as it's just annoying, and it's frustrating and irritating because it's not funny. It's just not funny. There are very few people in my life who have told, like, a gingers have no soul joke or whatever I have found funny. Like, the joke is just old and it's dead and we get it, and there are very few times where that joke actually works. So I don't get why people still think it's funny or still use it to bully people, because it's just the stupidest thing in the world. If you're a redhead and people bully you because, or they say, like, oh, gingers have no souls, or they call you gingers in a negative way, don't get mad at those people. Pity those people, because those people obviously have nothing else going on in their lives. I don't want you to think, oh, I can't take a joke. Like I said, if the joke's tasteful and it's about redheads, I'll laugh. It's funny. Okay. But rarely are those jokes tasteful. Rarely do those jokes work. Do you get what I'm saying? I hope people don't see this video and they're like, oh, another ginger's ranting about red hair video. Like, it's not even like that, bro. Like, sit down, calm down, click off the video if you don't like it. The next thing is that gingers have a temper, or they get mad easily, or anger issues or something like that. That I can't speak for every redhead in the world. I can only speak for myself and, like, the people I've met. I wouldn't say, I don't know if I have a temper. I would say that I personally have a slight temper, But I don't think that's because I have red hair, obviously. I think that's just me as a person. Just like someone with black hair could have a bad temper, someone with blonde hair could have a bad temper. I think I've only had a few people comment on like my red hair and how like, you know, that makes me have a temper or whatever a few times in my life, but it wasn't like that, like they were like doing it negatively or anything. I know other people have dealt with it. Do I think redheads have a temper? I think it depends on the person. This one doesn't bother me as much because I just haven't got it as much. I'm a pretty level-headed person. So I don't really get that. People don't really say I have a temper, so. But I do know that I know that this is like a stereotype of redheads. I know that people think this about redheads. And everything on this list, this one right now, this is the one that gets me the most. This is the one that irritates me the most. This is the one that I cannot stand. And it's that even the notion of a redhead dyeing your hair a different color is like a sin. It's like a sin in people's eyes. It's ridiculous. Because redheads are so rare, I heard like, I don't actually know the statistics or whatever. I know that people have told me that redheads are like the 1% or something. Not the 1%. Redhead and blue eyes is like the 1% of something. But that redheads are going extinct or something like that. I don't know about all that jazz. I do know that if you have red hair and you think about dyeing your hair, you are gonna get tons of fucking shit for it. Unnecessary, uncalled for shit. And this really, really sucks because when I was a kid, I've always wanted to dye my hair ever since I was a kid. I've always wanted to have like green hair, or pink hair, or pastel blue hair. I've always wanted to try it. But every time I've ever brought it up, everyone freaks out and they're like, oh, Marissa, you can never dye your hair. Your hair is so pretty. Your hair is like so rare. Redheads are like blah, 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 blah. I just don't care. And I'm sure every person with red hair who has wanted to dye their hair has gone through this. Unless you just are surrounded by very chill people, I'm sure you've gone through this. And it's irritating because when I was a kid, I liked having red hair. I've never hated having red hair. But it does limit you because everyone, like I said, everyone freaks out if you want to dye your hair. And as a kid, I really want to. Now, as an adult, I want to dye my hair someday. I really do, but I've embraced my hair color now. I've embraced my hair more as I've gotten older and become an adult. Here basically is what it is. There's a part of me that really, really wants to dye my hair and really wants to try all these different colors because I've always wanted to ever since I was a kid. And it's just so pretty and it's something I wanted to do for so long. And sometimes I like when I watch people that have dyed hair, or they do like my hair over the years and they start from like 2005 to now and you see all their different hair colors. And I'm like, oh my God, I want that. I wanted to do that in middle school and I never got to. And then there's another part of me that's like, but I do love having red hair. And what if I dye my hair and even though I know that your hair grows back, like your natural color, like it can grow back in like when you dye it and stuff. There's a part of me that's like, what if I dye my hair and I can never get it back to like this red, this kind of red. And I know you can dye your hair red and you can like try to get it back, but like what if it's never like this, you know? And that's a fear I have with dyeing my hair or bleaching my hair to dye my hair or anything like that. So that's a reason, that's one of the things that's really keeping me from doing it. When I was younger, it was my parents keeping me from doing it, my sister, the people around me, because it's unheard of for a redhead to dye her hair any other color. But now it's not really them so much because now I'm older and I don't really care and I can do what I want. It's more just, do I really want to? Like, do I really want, I have virgin hair, do I really want to tamper with it, you know? This can also go with cutting your hair. If you have long hair and you have red hair, people generally do not want you to cut your hair because they're like, it's so long and flowy and red and pretty, and it's like, yeah, but you haven't had to have it all your life. You, like, sometimes you just want to change, you know? And my parents don't really care about me cutting my hair, even though I do think all of them prefer my hair longer. But I know some people, some redheads, who their parents, like, they just do not want their hair cut. Like, people would flip, lose their shit if they cut their hair, more or less dye their hair. I mean, my God. And my friends used to be like, my friends all have pretty hair, blonde, and their parents used to give them like, they used to have the same treatment, but not the same, you know? They used to have the same treatment because everyone's like, oh, your hair is so blonde and it's so pretty and you shouldn't dye it and stuff and mess with it and blah, blah, blah. But it's not the same as having red hair. You know, it's not. It's not the same. Because, like, there are tons of blonde heads in the world. There are tons of blonde people in the world, okay? There are tons of brown-haired people in the world, black-haired people in the world. People flip their shit over this. Like, it's just, I don't know if I'll ever dye my hair one day. I want to, maybe, it's so hard. It's so hard. I've been so, like, you know, in this mindset of don't tamper with red hair. So now it's like, but that is, was that 5 things, 4 things? That is the things, to me, that sucks the most about having red hair, or that can suck the most about having red hair. Now, like I said before, just for the people who skip the intro, I do not hate having red hair. I love having red hair. I don't take it for granted. I know it's special. I like having red hair, okay? These are just some of the things, stereotypes and misconceptions that redheads have to deal with, and that I've personally had to deal with. That gets a little tiring. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it didn't bore you too much. Let me know if you relate to this in the bottom, if you have red hair. Let me know if you don't relate to this. Let me know if you think I'm just a whiny complaining bitch. Leave the comments, man, and I'll try to reply. But, yeah, have a good day. Bye. Oh, that wasn't cute. Have a good day. Bye.